It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Crowd is set again. Oh, Ja.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenny Walker! Touchdown! Smarty!
Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, ends up.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good feel-good Friday morning to you. It is the second day of June 2023. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. You can text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000 at sports radio to 21000. Our Myers Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on both BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Added.com to that to find our website. And, of course, you can find us all individually on Twitter as well. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. It's the second day of the month, so not as exciting as the first day of the month. Dan, Ryan, good morning to both of you. How are you? What's going on?
How's
mean, life?
It can be just as exciting. It's a Friday.
Yeah, it could be.
You're working all weekend, I bet.
Could be. Well, tomorrow we're going to continue our Spanish tour. A buddy of mine is throwing a soiree at Put-in-Bay. So we're going to make our first reconnaissance trip of the year to take a gander and get a good
We're both going to be on the Great Lakes tomorrow, Anthony, because I'm going on a fishing charter.
That's right. You guys need to sail the seas.
Yeah, go straight from Saginaw Bay all the way down to Put-in-Bay.
Now, worth the trip. But we have to get the stimp meter and hit the grounds also for the golf course. Take a gander and see. It's a work trip. It can't all be party, fun. We got to get out there and make sure that everything's in good working condition for our 2-man 2-club scramble coming up next month. So, yeah, that's what I got going on Saturday. Sunday I will definitely be at work, but Saturday I will definitely not be cutting meat. I can tell you that much. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's good. It's the weekend. I mean, it was a quick week. Although it was a slow sports week. Now it's picking back up again here for the next few days. Yeah.
It was a between the NBA Finals, we get a couple days off from last night's game into Sunday's game 2. We'll have the Stanley Cup Finals game 1. Dude, it feels like they haven't played in a month. I can't even imagine how, the Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights feel right now. They got to be like a bunch of caged dogs just waiting to get out, just barking. I mean, when's the last time we had a hockey game? Why has it been so long? Who's in charge of the schedule? Goodness gracious.
And it's still not until tomorrow? I thought it was tonight.
No, it's tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, terrible. Just terrible. It's like, dude, why did they do that? Who's in charge? In both leagues, actually, with the NBA as well. Now, with the Miami Heat going 7 games, we had that thought that maybe we would see a sweep and then we would have, everybody sweeping in, a month off, basically before, I think it was going to be like 10 days before the NBA Finals. At least Miami took it to 7, so it gave us something. But, geez, this hockey, they got to get out there. I mean, you can't just be, just sitting around not doing anything. That's going to be terrible. Those guys got to feel absolutely just completely out of sync. Completely out of sync. Do we feel better about Monty Williams today than we did yesterday? Are people finally coming around to the idea, or is it? I didn't feel like yesterday was as joyous as I thought it was going to be. I thought yesterday was going to be a lot more celebration, a lot more exciting, a lot more fun. Like, we moved on from Dwayne Casey. I don't understand why that's not being celebrated all,
That's just not the – well, first of all, they didn't move on. He moved into the front office, Anthony. He still
but he's not the head coach. They moved on from him.
Well,
here's a nice upper management position to shift yourself into. We'll give you something to do. You can hang around the team and, whatever, but you're not going to be coaching anymore. That's a halfway decent way to say get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying we've had coaches of the year here before. Do something about it. That's really what we're waiting on. I mean,
so coming out of Stan Van, then going to Dwayne Casey, were you excited about that hire?
I was ecstatic. I think everybody in town was.
But man, that's interesting because he got hired. I just didn't feel like that was. I didn't really like Stan Van. I don't mind Stan Van Gundy. And I don't mind Dwayne Casey, but neither one of those felt like they, kind of shook the room a little bit. Like, neither one of those hires felt like it was like, okay, I know that Coach Monty Williams is 51 years old. That's relatively young, especially in comparison to the previous two. So you're getting a little bit younger, and you're getting what I think is a quality coach. And who knows? But our roster is just so much different. This one feels, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the excited one, and it's all going to blow up in my face. But I feel very much like, kind of like I do with the Lions. Like, moving on from Matt Patricia, here's the hire. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I'm excited for it. Because at least it's a step of doing something. The last thing I want to do is sit around and do nothing. Like, be active, get out there, find the guy you want. I thought that some of the takeaways from yesterday, we're one of the text messages that said, we have to go back to him after he told us no. Like we're too proud, or we're too good of an organization, or we're too good of a franchise to not go back to somebody. Not even though they told us no, but just said, I'm not sure if I'm even going to coach next year. And we weren't the only team that he told that, he might take a year off. And so I found yesterday kind of strange. Wasn't exactly as, exciting as I was hoping for. The Twitter excitement was great. A Twitter space last night would have been electric. But as far as, morning radio, I mean, people were just, I don't know. It was weird. I really can't put my thumb on it. But that idea that we're not going to, that this franchise can't go back to somebody because, why would we do that? Like, we're too good. Like, no, we're not. We're not too good. We're terrible. We've been terrible for a decade plus. Like, whatever somebody needs, like, you got to offer $70 million, offer $70 million. Literally whatever it takes to get the guy that you want. And just show me that you want that guy. And that's exactly what Tom Gorse did. So if that's who Troy Weaver and Tom Gorse and the Pistons came to a conclusion, this is the guy we want, and you're willing to spend like that, then go spend the money and make it happen. We'll step aside. Finals last night. Hey, and you know what? Something happened for the first time in a very long time. It started at 8:30. We'll get into that next year, X's and Bros. Michigan Sports Network.
April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Mercantile Bank, we understand that different businesses have different needs. That's why our team of business specialists take the time to understand your business, your goals, and your objectives. We provide tailored solutions and innovative products, all delivered locally. So when you're ready to work with a partner who understands your unique business needs, call us. We're here and ready to put the wheels in motion. To learn more, visit us online at mercbank.com/business, and let's make dreams a reality. Member FDIC.
Motor City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City. You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports and Network. Great to have you right along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well, and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us. And look, something yesterday that took place is that the NBA Finals, they finally are starting to get a clue. Sports leagues are finally starting to figure this out a little bit. And it might be a minuscule change, but it is a change for the better. And that is the fact that the NBA Finals last night began at 8:30 in the evening. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, with 4 time zones, it is not going to be, it's not going to be perfect for everybody, right? 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, 6:30 Mountain, 5:30 West Coast. But what's important about this is the idea that, hey, they're starting to take a look at, okay, where's a majority of the U.S. population live, in which time zone, and how do we make sure that they could see our product? Like, the last thing you want to do is miss out on the East Coast. And I know a lot of people think the West Coast is very popular. And sure, they have pockets where I'm sure there's incredible sports fans. But outside, not really, not the greatest sports communities in California. You know what I mean? Sure, Oregon might be a little different. And Washington State might be a little bit different. But for me, I mean, this is significant. The finals began roughly 9:07 last year. And this year, starting at right around 8:35. And the NBA is having, these discussions with ESPN and ABC on when the finals will air. And, quote, we want to do whatever we can to maximize viewership across the board. And there are some years where teams coming from the Pacific time zone, and other years, other time zones. And regardless, we want to do whatever we can to showcase the NBA in the best way possible. Expose the league to as many fans as possible. And certainly for the NBA Finals, we are just really excited about the 8:30 start time.
Let's talk about that broadcast then, if you want to talk about increasing visibility.
You got to get Mark Jackson out of there.
You got to show the intros. It's the NBA Finals.
Look, I've never seen that much of, I've never been to Denver, Colorado. I heard that, what's that really, really plush ski resort out there? What's the one that everybody's going to?
A little place called Aspen.
It's not Aspen, though.
Vail?
It's not Vail either. I think it's got a. I'll try to find someone who's been out there. But it's like this luxury ski resort that you can't take a deuce for less than $10,000. That outside of that, it's like Denver skiing. Okay. I thought they did a good job kind of presenting downtown Denver. I thought that was interesting. That little amusement park that they have that they kept showing on the screen. Like, okay, there's they just randomly have a Cedar Point out there. Like, all right, cool. Good for them. But when I listen to Mark Jackson talk, I want to just now, I didn't used to be like this until he left Jokic off of his MVP ballot. That's when, like everything he says about him, he just feels so disingenuous. Like, oh, this guy's so good. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think people turned on Mark Jackson quickly after he was fired from Golden State and would call the Golden State Warriors games and just be really critical of everything Golden State was doing.
Salty much?
Right. So I think fans have been on Mark Jackson for a long time. Just be like, you hold your grudges. But then the Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy broadcast just turns into just complaining for 2.5 hours.
It's like they do old man yells at cloud radio on a television broadcast. It's really like that's how I feel like when those two get going. Jeff Van Gundy's most recent thing about getting rid of free throws, is just preposterous to me. It truly.
I mean, the Heat didn't matter for the Heat yesterday anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, and maybe I'll shelve that topic for Monday. But he's got this grand theory on how he would change the game and change the pace. Changing the pace of the game. Like, look, when it started last night, it was over relatively quick. Like, if it starts at 8:30, I want to say that by 11:15. That sound about right?
The game was done before 11.
Was it done before 11?
Yeah.
Game's usually about 2:20, 2:25 at the max.
Right, but for finals, maybe there's a little bit of extra time. Because they're doing more from the commercial.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a.
It didn't feel like it took.
Okay,
that long.
yeah. Well, usually the last 6 minutes, there's tons of fouls. Because they'll get it to like 6 or 7 points. The Heat really only got it to like 10, 11. So there wasn't a ton of fouls. They were just trying to, get possession back, hit a 3, get possession back, hit a 3 at that point. The clock was still running instead of there being a bunch of fouls.
Yeah, it was a I don't see where they have a runtime for the game under the game information. I'm sure it'll be in the actual NBA box score, but I don't see why that's not a portion of this. I mean, Denver led it at one point by 24 points. The point is that they needed to find something. Like, they were looking at 8:30 Eastern time for the telecast schedule on weeknights as the ultimate game time, but realizing it's not convenient, according to this quote, for the hometown fans in the participating market. So on the edges, we could have had a 5:30 Pacific time local start or an 8:30. None of those are perfect. We still have, obviously, participating teams in every time zone. So we're trying to middle this and sort of make it sort of the best possible scenario for all. I think 8:30 is great. 8 o'clock would be even better. I'm not really that worried about the West Coast. I don't think that there's that many Denver fans in L.A. or in California. I don't think you're going to get too many out of Portland. So it's just I'm not making the West Coast in the Western time zone a priority. I will for the Mountain Time because they have, a team in there, and that's why I think 6:30 for them is not bad at all. But the Eastern time zone represents 43% of the viewers age 2 and older across the last 3 NBA finals. Right. 43% in one time zone.
And I don't know if you've actually mentioned the point of, yes, the games are tipping off at 8:30. This is the first time since 2003 NBA Finals games during the week have started before 9 o'clock.
And that's what's important, because that extra half hour makes all the difference. If you're 43% of viewers 2 and older, which I don't even know why they'd count a 2-year-old as a viewer, and you're 45% of the audience age 18 to 49, yeah, you absolutely need the Eastern time zone. Absolutely. There's no way, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And what I think is that, after reaching, their 2020 bubble postseason finals, ratings have kind of come back a little bit. They had a lot going on there in the bubble. They went a little off kilter there, and they finally got it back to let's just play basketball. And I think basketball fans like that. It's been a couple of years. They've kind of let some of that other stuff go, and they're back to hoops. And if you're having roughly 12.5 million viewers on average watch last year's finals games, which was up 22% from the year before, down 2.7% from 2019, and you can now make the game more accessible for the Eastern time zone. That's what I'm really most intrigued by, is to see what these numbers end up doing because of the fact that you started it earlier, so it's easier for people like us to watch. I hate having to force myself. There's nothing worse than a 9 o'clock start time. It's the absolute worst. The only thing that could be worse would be baseball and a 10 o'clock start time with the one of the LA teams on a Wednesday night. But I'm not gonna sweat that one out. As for the game itself, we'll talk about the actual action as the Nuggets ran away from the Miami Heat, built a lead of as much as 24 in last night's game number 1, and Jokic sleptwalked the entire time. We'll get into that next year. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably. It's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
It's vacation time, so you have alerted your post office, dropped the dog off at the kennel, and set the timer for the lights in your house. But did you call the police? Many of Michigan's police departments will check on your house regularly while you are away. Contact your local police department to see if this program is available in your area. Just one more service that Michigan's police officers provide every single day.
Huge here for all the Mr. Car Wash locations across Michigan. You're going to want to look into that unlimited monthly pass that I use. Superfly Hayes, my producer, uses it. I can get my SUV washed as often as I like for one low price. You can sign up today. Just go to MrCarWash.com or stop by your local Mr. Car Wash location here in Michigan for the one close to you. And to get that unlimited pass, go to MrCarWash.com.
X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Step into a world of nonstop action with the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 can get a match on their first deposit and score up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time in your space and within your means. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE, promo code HUGE, and get a match of your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Who doesn't like casino bonus funds? I love those. Only on DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117, 21 plus, Michigan only, one per opted-in customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match is $2,000. Deposit and bonus amounts require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. That's Danny Cahalan and Ryan Elke. I'm Anthony Bellino. To our listeners in northern Michigan, we had a receiver issue yesterday. So it was brought to my attention from Craig up there in the northern parts of the state that Craig said, "Hey, what's going on? I can't hear you guys up here." And so I sent the tweet on, and Albert, the chief engineer, king and doer of all things, his title for Game of Thrones character would have been absolutely electric. But basically, yeah, there was a new receiver put in to our affiliate up north, and it got all debunked and out of whack. So it's above my pay grade. I have no idea what that even means, but whatever receiver that they're supposed to get the ping from the satellite from Westwood, it didn't ping, but it should be pinging today. So if you're in northern Michigan, let us know that you got us loud and clear. You can text us using the keyword sports radio, send that to 21,000, or just you could tweet at us too if you have Twitter at XB Mornings. But yeah, we should be good to go. All right, Nuggets and Heat, game number 1. By the way, game duration 2:04. Chris just sent me a message, and he said, no, it was over before the 11 o'clock news even came on. And I said, you know what, you're right, because I remember I was watching. I had no idea for, like, what time the game was over. I had no idea what was going on, like, time-wise. You know, we'd work to the next job, to a graduation party, to home as quickly as possible, to, flip on the finals. By that time, I mean, I just laid in bed, and then it was over, and he was right. He was like, boom, here comes the nightly news. Like, oh, okay, all right. Like, wow. So I went and looked it up. 2:04 was the total game duration for game number 1 of the Denver Nuggets beating the Miami Heat. The Denver Nuggets, who improved to 13-3 in the postseason thus far. Sold out crowd of 19,528 there in Denver. And I think that if you were to just take a look at the box score, you'd be like, wow. Man, Nikola Jokic, that dude looked like he didn't even play last night. I mean, what's fascinating about Nikola Jokic is that the guy only took 12 shots. The final score of 104-93, it actually felt, I mean, it was a 20-point game at one point. Like, it wasn't even that close. The fact that it was 11 there at the end, like, at least makes it look somewhat decent, but that was not a close game. It wasn't close after the first quarter. And Nikola Jokic did not force any of the action. What if I told you that Nikola Jokic wouldn't even have had the second most shot attempts on his team last night? Just running up and down the court. Hey, here, pass. You score. Pass. You score. Here, you can have one too. Another triple-double for Nikola Jokic. Matching Jason Kidd as the only two players to record a triple-double in their NBA Finals debut. Jason Kidd, who did it for the New Jersey Nets against the LA Lakers way back when. Jokic would finish with 27, 10, and 14. And really, I was actually more impressed with what we saw from Bam Adebayo. I was even tweeting it during the game. I said, have yourself a game, Bam. Like, he was playing about as well as he could play. But what is very interesting about the Denver Nuggets is that in the first quarter, at the end of the first, it was 29-20. Aaron Gordon was the leading scorer of the Denver Nuggets with 12 points. In the second quarter, Aaron Gordon took one shot and had 2 points because in the second quarter, it was Jamal Murray time. And he was the leading scorer with 10 points. And then you got to the third quarter, and the leading scorer was Bruce Brown off the bench, who was 3 for 3 in that quarter, including 1 of 1 for 3, and he had 7 points. And then you get to the fourth quarter, and then Jokic is like, here, I'll take 7 shots. I'll make 4 of them. Here's an easy 12. And why do I bring that up? Because that is the depth of the Denver Nuggets is something that, and they have quality depth here too. You know, Bruce Brown, they don't have much of a bench. Like if they were going to do something this offseason, finding some bench help is going to be, it's got to be priority number one. If you have your starting 5 of Jamal Murray, KCP, Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr., you got to bring somebody else off the bench outside of Bruce Brown that can give you some really good quality minutes. They just don't have very much depth.
So this is the year three former Pistons are potentially going to get a ring on this team.
Reggie Jackson, Bruce Brown, and Ish Smith. Now, I found it interesting during the broadcast.
KCP. Oh, so there's 4?
There's 4, yeah. KCP.
And did DeAndre Jordan, wasn't he like a Piston for an hour? Didn't they like trade for his contract and buy it out?
Yes. So you'd have Ish, Reggie, DeAndre, Bruce, KCP. Wow. And so Bruce Brown is a free agent. And I guess Mike Malone had reached. They had.
Didn't that make you sick? That quote.
Oh, some conversation about Bruce Brown. He's like, "How is this guy unsigned?" And Bruce Brown's quote was like, "Nobody knows how to play me." That's pretty interesting. Because here's a moment where a guy like a Bruce Brown can come in off the bench. He played 12 minutes in the game. That's all he had to play. In the second half, he played 12 minutes. Pardon me. In the total game, let me see what he's got in the total game for his minutes played. Because, yeah, he played 20 minutes. That's it. That's all we're looking for a guy like Killian Hayes. Jeff Green played 11 minutes off the bench, and Christian Braun played 8. Who exactly? They ride their starters hard because they don't have a lot of bench depth. Miami is very good when it comes to having some quality guys off the bench. Like they do. Kyle Lowry's there. Duncan Robinson is there. Hayden Highsmith is there. You know, they're starting Vincent Strus, Caleb Martin. What happens when Tyler Hero comes back? Could come back for game 2. Doubt that's probably going to be game 3, but whatever. They're trying to get him back. He's got to get his sea legs under him. Miami's a pretty deep team, right? But I don't know that, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, for as good as they have been, I don't think that they're of the same quality as Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. And even Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's another guy that in the right situation, when you get drafted, remember Aaron Gordon in his Magic days? Sometimes there's too much of an onus put on a specific player because of where you were drafted. You have to be something that you are not. See Killian Hayes for this, right? But if you can withstand that a little bit and say, hey, you know what? Even though Killian was drafted at number 7, he is not a lottery-esque type of pick that's going to lead a team in scoring. He is a guy that is going to be a supplemental piece to this team as we continue to build and eventually finds a really good niche in that 15 to 20-minute range, spine Cade Cunningham, being a good defensive player off the bench. That's a really good piece to have. It could be a really good piece to have. Like, I'm excited for Monty Williams to be able to get his hands on Killian Hayes and how and if Killian can take that next step from an offensive perspective, even though now we don't need him. When he was drafted, we needed him to be something that he was not. And that happens a lot because of where you're drafted at. But you find the right mix of players and give them the right role. man, that's tough to beat. Like Michael Porter Jr., all the injury history that he has been through. What a great story he was. Double-double last night. Aaron Gordon, don't need you to be a feature, right? Just need you to play your game, get to the basket. If you work a little in the mid-range, great. 4 rebounds shy of a double-double. Jokic is your centerpiece, and the best part about Jokic from last night is that if you're watching, you realize that although he is the true most valuable player in the league, despite who the league gave it the award to this year, the true MVP, despite Mark Jackson not leaving him on his ballot, not leaving him off his ballot, I should say, not putting him on his ballot, not even in the top 5, according to that Mark Jackson guy on the broadcast. Nikola Jokic doesn't need the ball. Like, he touches it, and he is fine as long as we're winning. Like, he's never going to force anything himself. And it's so refreshing to see a star not just take the ball and chuck it 28 times a game. It really is. Like, I find Jokic...
But the funny thing is, when he does shoot it, it just looks like he's chucking it up. Because he doesn't have the best form. But he just somehow... I think, what did they say? He's shooting 41% from 3?
Oh, he was 8 of 12 last night from the floor. 1 of 2 from 3 for 27 points. And 10 of 12 from the free throw line.
Now,
like, he's just money.
When teams like the Pistons are sitting at home last night, are they watching? Are they texting each other?
Oh, yeah,
like,
they have to be.
Wow, passing the ball works. Not just standing around the entire shot clock and watching the other dude dribble it out.
I doubt they say that, but I'm sure there are some things that they are talking about, I would hope. But it's the same with Golden State, right? Move the ball and move without it. It's really that simple.
I mean, it was early on in the game, like a few minutes maybe, and Jokic dribbled the ball up the floor, and he made some, flashed a finger or something to Aaron Gordon, and Gordon knew, oh, we're still running the offense. So that pass was wide open down low, and Gordon got a foul out of it. That's the type of stuff that they can do because they're so connected and they understand where to be on the floor.
And Aaron Gordon actually mentioned that at halftime. He said, look, everything's easy right now because, our communication is so good, right? Defensively, offensively, like, we communicate. It makes the game easy for us. And I'm like, yeah, it should be easy. Here's Jokic on his triple-double talking about the fact that he doesn't need to shoot the ball to have an impact.
Concern even among your own coaching staff about being sharp because of all the time off, but you guys were rolling from the initial tip. Just what was working tonight?
We respect that team a lot. They fight, they never quit, and we just wanted to get the first punch. The first 3 rounds they won their first game when they play on the road, and we didn't want to have that to happen. And I think we did a good job. To hold that team to 93 points, I think it's a really good job.
Another triple-double for you. Your teammates described you as a maestro. Entering the fourth quarter, you'd only taken 5 shots, but yet you were dominating the game. Just how do you do that?
Right now the most important thing is to win a game, and I'm trying to win a game in any possible way. I don't need to shoot and I don't need to score. I know I don't need to score to affect the game, and I think I did a good job today. Everybody contributed. A.J, Jamal, Mike, Casey, like everybody who played contributes, and it's a great win for us.
I could listen to him talk all day.
Mike, Big Mike.
The Mike, the KCP, they contribute. They play real nice. I don't need to shoot to score. I scored with my mind.
What was it?
I love him.
Averaging a combined 54 points per game between assists and scoring coming into last night. That's nuts.
Yeah, what was it? His points, rebounds, and assists was it was listed at, I think the number was like over under was like 50-something. And the only reason I know this is because the group chat was talking about hammering was Nikola
the
Jokic
par
in a same-game parlay.
His par score, points, assists, rebounds.
Yeah. And his total number of, like, points, I think is what you might have been alluding to, which is points scored plus points responsible for on assists. Yeah, it's going to be 50,
it was the third.
60.
Yeah, it was like the third highest coming into the finals.
This is stuff that somebody in a lab somewhere is keeping track of. Jamal Murray had a really good game as well. And when I look at the Heat, yeah, sure, Bam Adebayo, he was great, especially early on. Finished with 26 and 13. He was 13 of 25 for the field, had the mid-range working a little bit. He was great, but he can't have 10 more shots than Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler being 6 of 14, scoring 13 points with 7 rebounds and 7 assists, that's not enough productivity from Jimmy Butler. Like, if they want to have a chance in game 2, if they wanted to have a chance here in game 1, like, Jimmy Butler needed to have a game. And this is kind of...
Or do they just needed 2 role players to hit a 3?
Well, the shooting woes...
Say when Caleb Martin,
Goodness
Max
gracious.
Strus, and Duncan Robinson, I think combined 2 made field goals. And that's why, if you're Miami, I don't think you're worried as much after the game 1 loss, because you're just like, hey, we had plenty of good looks from 3. Just wasn't our night.
They were 2 of 27 combined, those 3, by the way.
Yeah. So if you're Miami, it's like, yeah, it stinks we lost, but like, if we can get those guys back to normal, we're okay. Because that game, like, the fact that Bam had the game he did, I think, was the most surprising in game 1.
I would 100% agree.
Because we were all making our jokes about, Jokic versus Bam, and Bam has his own struggles of showing up to be the guy when it's called upon.
Yeah, it was a to get that performance out of him and lose does kind of feel like they let an opportunity slide. Because he was playing well last night. I just think that if you're Jimmy Butler, the same sort of passiveness we saw a little bit in games 5 and 6 against Boston. Like, I was very surprised that that's what we saw. I mean, Wilbon said it after the game. He's like, they went Celtic tonight. And it did kind of feel like Miami just didn't. I mean, obviously it hurts when those 3 players are 2 for 27, but they just didn't look. They didn't look very engaged. And
That's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They weren't clearly willing to go to the rack, which is one of their staples. I mean, they shot 2 free throws.
Got to get to the bucket.
2. How? What?
2 for 2.
How many?
100%.
I mean, there had to be 5 or 6 guys on Denver that shot more than 2.
I could do the math, but yeah, Denver was 16 of 20 from the stripe. Miami just 2 for 2. Terrible. We'll step aside. Hour 2 is next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Perfectly primed steaks, handcrafted cocktails, warm hospitality. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, coming soon to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort. This isn't just any dining experience. It's an unparalleled steakhouse experience where USDA prime beef is cooked to perfection and your last bite is as good as your first. All with a sign of Ruth's legendary hospitality. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, coming soon to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort. Your getaway reimagined.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 2 overnight stays, and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Bill Simonson here for Roast Umber Coffee. It's a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And their Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option with no sugar or additives. So if you want a great coffee or energy drink to power you through your morning and your day, it's available in ground or whole bean or in cans. More information on the website and direct delivery to your door at roastumber.com. Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at tullymoregolf.com.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Feel-Good Friday to you. It is the second day of July, second day of June. Boy, don't skip that much time. Well, that'd be bad. Second day of June, 2023. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Gainler, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. Get involved with the show. Share your thoughts on anything and any of our topics. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. 248-951-2176. The gentleman's mop says, is it too much to ask of the NBA that one team wears white? Both teams wearing dark colors looks awful. What is this,
you,
an
Texter.
NFL color rush game?
Can the NBA make a stipulation for the playoffs of you get your home whites and you get an away jersey?
What about my city edition and
no,
my
get lost. That's
statement
regular
jersey,
season.
and my home and away and my alternate 5?
No, because I don't want
bad news coming for the teal. By the way, I heard.
Yeah, well, we knew that was, I think, told that it was a 1-year thing. So,
Terrible.
But like they go back, show old clips. You know, it's always Boston in the white or green, Lakers in the yellow and purple, and now it's like when we look back on 20 years, it's gonna like, all right, here's the Celtics in a one-off red jersey for a Game 7. Versus the Sixers wearing some neon blue because that's the jersey they chose for these games. Have fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to like Celtics. So Lakers would be in gold, and they'd be in the home gold, right? And the Celtics would be visiting them in green, but then the Lakers would be in purple, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but when they're in Boston, they'd be in purple. Boston would be in white.
So no white jersey for the Lakers.
Right, but the Lakers
their base
the Lakers
is yellow.
introduced a white jersey like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but so having a home team have to wear like white or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know. I don't mind the blue versus red. Like, it takes me back to Michigan, Ohio State. Like, I think that Michigan should always be in the blue jersey with the maize pant, and Ohio State should always be with the scarlet jersey.
Listen,
in the
when
gray
the score bug on ABC can't match the colors on Denver's uniform, there's an issue because they had the blue, they had a neon yellow in there. That was not neon yellow.
Well, like a mustard. The mile high part's like in a mustard. Oh, it's supposed to be in gold.
If the NBA Finals can't match your uniforms on the score bug, just go back to the regular uniforms.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I to be honest with you, I didn't even think about it until that was just brought up, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, yeah, I guess they did play blue versus red. But I have an eye for blue versus red, so that's just what it is. Like, that's, I turn on the game. I didn't recognize it, but subconsciously, I was already all in on Denver because they were wearing blue against the red team, which represents evil, doom, and despair. So therefore, I was like, yeah, let's go blue team. Like, that's just how my brain functions. You see blue, it's like, go with blue. You see red, that means stop. Don't do it. Don't go any further. What else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
104-93, your final score last night for the Denver Nuggets winning Game 1 over the Miami Heat. Nikola Jokic moonwalked his way through that performance right there. Pretty incredible. Just 8 of 12 from the floor. Finished with 27 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. Ended up with a team-high 27. It would also be a game-high considering the fact that he only took 12 shots. Absolutely incredible. We're not going to get Game 2 now until Sunday. Goodness gracious. Somebody do something. Tom Brady is certain that he's retired. It has been a dream to buy into the Raiders. Good for Tom. Certain that he's retired. Just, moving right along, clothing line. I'm sure he'll have some supplements out there soon. He's going to be on the television broadcast at some point as well, I believe. He signed a huge contract. Who did he sign his TV deal with, by the way?
Fox?
Fox, yeah.
But that's there were rumors that he wouldn't even do that already. So we'll see.
Yeah, that could be. I'm sure there's no violations as long as he doesn't go on TV and do anything. So
right.
Yeah, if he wants to, just go to Fox. A little studio job for him would be great. 3-time Pro Bowl punter, former Toledo Rocket great Brett Kern has retired from the NFL. So now Bill's beloved Tennessee Titans have to go find themselves a punter. The NFL grows cardiac arrest work started after Damar Hamlin collapse. So the NFL is growing its coalition of sports organizations and medical and advocacy groups, expanding its work to help prevent fatalities from cardiac arrest following the events of January 2nd, when the Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field in Cincinnati. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but it's called the Smart Heart Sports Coalition. And this coalition, I guess, is going to monitor and try to help take preventative measures to cardiac arrest on the football field and other sports fields as well. Ja Morant's ruling is coming after the NBA Finals, according to Adam Silver. We'll see what this is. I mean, I forgot all about Ja Morant after brandishing that firearm in the vehicle and then having an absolute uproar. Great to be back to basketball and enough of this off the court. You see what a distraction this is and what a bad look this is for the league. Be like, I don't understand why you can do it. Because the conversation spiraled into race. It spiraled into gun control. It went like a million different directions. You just said you weren't going to do it, and you went and did it. Come on, you liar. So hopefully they come down with the hammer. 82 games, 182 games, 882 games. Get them out of here. Tyler Hero is testing his hand. Game 2, a possibility. It's possible. It's not probable, but I would say expect to see him in Game 3. Brad Stevens, keeping Joe Mazzulla, calls Jaylen Brown a big part of the Celtics, so they're not going to deal their head coach. I'm interested in some of the conversations this group is going to have this offseason for sure. Patrick Kane is going to be out 4 to 6 months after hip resurfacing surgery. I don't even know what that means. 34-year-old still wants to play for a long time, he said. But he played out the final 19 games of an 8-year, $84 million deal with the Rangers last season. Rangers obviously getting him from the Blackhawks. And he had played 1,161 games with the Hawks prior to the trade. Hip resurfacing surgery. Ugh. New Leafs general manager said that re-signing Austin Matthews is a top priority. It should be, but you could trade him to Detroit. You blow it up. Just send him down to us. We'll take him. And the SEC is going without divisions and going with an 8-game conference schedule in 2024. So after all the hullabaloo, Texas and Oklahoma are going to jump into the league. They're going to scrap divisions, and then they're going to do an 8-game schedule. I'm not really sure. A league at the forefront of college athletics does not stand still, was their response when asking for a 9-game conference schedule. The SEC currently plays an 8-game conference schedule, games against all 6 divisional opponents and 2 cross-division games. The 8-game conference schedule discussed at this week's spring meetings features 1 permanent opponent and 7 rotators, looking for fairness and balance in traditional rivalries. Will we see the Big Ten follow suit in their scrapping of divisions? We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
At Mercantile Bank, we believe supporting the communities we serve is a vital part of who we are. Our team is here to make a positive impact, a real difference, and we're always looking for leaders to join our team because we're not just a bank, we're a partner, here to support what matters most. Come grow with us. Visit mercbank.com to learn more and let's support our community together. Mercantile Bank. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Employer.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Have a blast with Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway. Saturdays in June, 2 players every hour win $1,500 premium play. On June 24th, the 11 p.m. winner rolls out in a new Coachman Catalina Legacy Edition. It's Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
Share your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer guest line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Oh, folks, the weather outside is absolutely gorgeous. I hope it's fantastic where you are as well. The only problem is now we're in a little bit of a drought right here. So if you're trying to grow grass like I am after having some trees cut down and some tractors and front end loaders and cranes that were in my on my property, we've got I mean, it looks like a trench in my front yard, for God's sakes. Golf season is here, however. Don't hit your ball into the trench. Matt Golden and his team, they're ready to welcome you with open arms. One of the best golfing experiences in the great state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort in Canadian Lakes offers not one but two championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. It's up north golf without the drive. Tullymore not only features top-of-the-line golf experiences, but also top-of-the-line accommodations and the perfect space for your wedding event, reception, or group outing. Visit TullymoreGolf.com. TullymoreGolf.com or call 1-800-972-4837. 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Great to have you with us this morning. And wanted to get into something because I just you got this new TV deal, right? Oh, these new TV deals. And it's all fun and games until all the details come out. It's like, oh, it's $7 billion. Fox, CBS, and NBC are all getting into the mix, and it's all Big Ten all the time. That's great. Good for you. A lot of money. Good for you. Well, you see here, folks, what we have is what we're having here is a failure to communicate. So from the Michigan side of things, from the Detroit Free Press, the Wolverines will play in the first Big Ten Conference game streamed exclusively on Peacock Network. UM will open up the 2023 season against East Carolina at noon on September 2nd. The only way to watch it if you're not in Michigan Stadium that day will be the streaming-only network, an arm of NBC Universal Media conglomerate, a new TV partner of the conference. Now, the NFL, despite its agreement to stream Thursday night games on Amazon Prime, requires those games to be broadcast to over-the-air channels locally in the markets of the two teams playing. Makes sense, right? The new TV media rights deal, according to the Freep, includes game on CBS as well. And Michigan will be on the Tiffany Network in week 2 when it hosts UNLV. Kickoff for that game is at 3:30, September 9th. That should just be regular CBS. Now, the September 16th game against Bowling Green, I don't know why they call it, I know why they call it the Tiffany Network, but I'm not a, whatever. Not a, you go take your Paramount Plus subscription somewhere else. This game against Bowling Green, 7:30 at night, will be on BTN. And the games at Penn State November 11th and home against Ohio State on November 25th will both be big noon kickoffs on Fox. Now, Fox is opening up their big noon kickoff, I believe, with 2 back-to-back weekends of Colorado. The prime time effect, Coach Prime in his funny big hat. So you've got East Carolina, September 2nd at noon on Peacock. Good luck. I don't know if you have to have. I don't know if it's like CBS where if you want to stream something on CBS, you have to have the Paramount Plus, and if you don't have it, you can't stream it. It's the most aggravating thing on the planet. If I'm already paying for CBS, how come I can't open your app and watch your bleep on a smart screen? You idiots. Anyways, UNLV, September 9th at 3:30 on Big CBS. Bowling Green, 7:30, BTN, doing me a favor. Look, people are like, oh, what are you going to do about that Bowling Green game at 7:30? First off, that beats having to play Hawaii at 8 o'clock. And secondly, I mean, that's a lot of BG alums. I mean, the tailgate requests are coming through. I hope that somebody can wheel me into the stadium like Paul Pierce by the time I got to be there, because I got a feeling that's going to be a rough pregame for your boy. Rutgers is a noon kick. Nobody knows.
With the 7:30 kickoff, though, forget that game. It's like, yeah, night games are great if they're good games.
Night games are great when they're good games is a really good way to put it, because to have a night game on BTN, I get what, like, BTN needs to have something on that night.
Right.
It's college football season.
But for it to be Bowling Green, it's like that game, knock on wood for Michigan fans, that game's going to be over in 8 minutes.
Yeah, but Michigan's they gotta be able to, if the rest of the teams in the league have to play one clunker on BTN at night, if it's not going to be Rutgers on the road or something, you know what I mean? Like they have to, if that's the worst bullet they got to bite, we're going to get to Michigan State here momentarily. If that's the worst bullet they got to bite, I'm cool with it. And it's early in the season, so it's not going to be brutally cold. That's fine. Rutgers, a home game at noon. Don't know what network. Penn State on the road, Big Fox, big noon kickoff. And then we know Ohio State, big noon kickoff on Fox. The other games we still have yet to know, but that's what we have from a schedule release so far. A Peacock-only game against East Carolina.
And the first game of the year, too.
That is, I feel, if Peacock is a free streaming service, then okay.
But I believe with the football, I don't know if you'll need a paid subscription for that. So I'll give the warning to all listeners that don't have it. If you have cable, check with your cable provider. They offer a lot of these streaming services free with your cable subscription. They'll tie in HBO Max. They'll tie in Peacock. They normally tie in one of those streaming services to help entice you to sign up.
Oh, really?
Yes. So check with your cable provider. See which of these services you get along with your your cable.
This might be ethically wrong, but we might have to have a Michigan Sports Network subscriber password bonanza via email where, like, hey folks, do you want to watch your teams? This is all of our listenership. These are all the subscribers we have. Here's the emails and the passwords for it.
Right. Which would change weekly, the password.
Unreal. So now the kickoff times for 5 Michigan State football games. 5 more were announced. Season opener against Central Michigan, Friday, September 1st. Kickoff at 7. That's going to be on FS1. You know I don't like that. Michigan State, September 9th game in East Lansing.
I believe it's
the
Labor
Richmond Spiders.
I believe that's Labor Day weekend, correct?
What, the first?
Yeah.
Yes.
So normally for high schools, they don't normally all play on Friday night of Labor Day weekend.
Don't like it. Get off of Fridays, Big Ten, as a conference. Get away from it. That's not your day. And it's unfortunate to see them continuing to try to squeeze because Friday is not your day. Leave that for the kids. Leave that for the high schools. Do that. September 9th, East Lansing against the Spiders at Richmond, 3:30. That's going to be on BTN. Spartans close out their non-conference hosting Washington at 5 p.m. on September 16th. That will be streamed exclusively on Peacock. Now, I see based on my clock, we are going to run a little bit over here. So we'll break now. We'll come back, and then I will lose my mind over this on the other side of the break because this is one of the dumbest things you are going to see this year in sports. There's a lot of stupid stuff we see. Like, this is Ja Morant level stupidity. From the networks, from the conference. This is ridiculous. We're going to get to that on the other side. But first, let me remind you about the DraftKings Casino. That's right, not just sports. They got casinos, too. Like, you can play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers deposit $5, get a match of their first deposit, score up to $2,000 in bonus funds. Are you kidding me? Your way is the only way to play DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit, withdraw your money whenever you want to. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE. You get a match of your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Who doesn't love that? Only on DraftKings Casino with the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody who has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling and Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. One per opted-in customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $2,000 deposit and bonus amount. Require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. Back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
You are very popular. Your texts want your attention, your touchscreen wants your attention, social media wants your attention, and that tuna sandwich you just dropped between the seats definitely wants your attention. All of them can wait because you're busy driving. The Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police reminds you that April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We want you and everyone around you to be safe, so tell your distractions to wait, especially that tuna sandwich.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Spin the money wheel and win up to $100,000 cash. Every Saturday in April from 5 to 11 p.m. One winner each hour will spin for the win and take home up to $100,000. Whirl in for $100,000 money wheel. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Hey, golf season's here. Call my buddy Matt Golden. Get in over at Tullymore Golf Resort immediately. Like, do it and do it now. Give him a dial and get on over to Canadian Lake, smack dab in the middle of the state, an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. It's easy to get to no matter what direction you are coming from. They've got two great courses, Tullymore and St. Ives. They got a shuttle bus to take you back and forth. They got luxury accommodations, luxury golf courses. They got luxury golf carts and an incredible halfway house. Have I told you about the halfway house at Tullymore? Oh, wait till you walk into that. Jeez Louise, they got everything you could ever want. All at Tullymore Golf Resort. 1-800-972-4837. 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Can't wait to get up there. A little live remote broadcast from Tullymore. Oh, man. Cannot wait. All right, so got a couple of text messages here I want to get to. See Zach Wilson for this in New York, not Orlando. Does Orlando even have media? Why? They don't have a football team, so I don't know how this works for Zach Wilson. And I don't know, what is that in reference to? Is that in reference to drafting a guy? Was that in reference to the draft conversation we were having? Like, situation matters? And what your expectation for the guy and how that matters? Was that, maybe that's what that was. I mean, Zach Wilson gets more airtime on a Michigan radio show than anybody else in the history. They don't talk about Zach Wilson in New York like we talk about the guy here. What is this? I'm going to stand by it. Like, they wouldn't have went and got Aaron Rodgers if the guy was good, but he ain't. So they did. It's over. He's out of here. That's right. Jokic is an effing maestro. He really is. I mean, his nickname could be the professor. Name that bet now, AB, on 6-2-23, and this text confirms it. I say it's Zach. Here we go. Zach Wilson, who leads the Jets to a playoff win this year, not Aaron Rodgers, either because he gets hurt and just flakes out and sucks. Name that bet, and you agree on the opposite. Zach Wilson will not lead the Jets to a playoff berth, because if Aaron Rodgers plays 17 games in the regular season and gets hurt in game 17 and they go to a playoff game and Zach Wilson wins the playoff game, Aaron Rodgers got them there.
It says playoff win, so not berth, but yeah, you're right.
So Zach Wilson could start a playoff game. They could have a kick return for a touchdown, a pick six, and a scoop and score, and win the game 24-17. But Zach Wilson's the starter. He doesn't lead them.
Are you talking about the Monday Night Football game against the Lions?
I'm talking about stuff that can happen. Like, the dude would have to literally lead them. I'm not, whatever you want to bet, Freddie. Whatever you want to bet. Just, what I need you to do is walk away from Zach Wilson. You know how I walked away from Killian Hayes? And now I'm on the support bandwagon for him because we got a starting point guard. Now I support him. I support Killian. He's good backup. It's exactly what he needs to be. We could just leave the kid in New York alone. He's a bench guy, the backup quarterback at best. How do they define the market for Michigan? It should be the whole state. I live in GR and will be bleeped if not. The market for Michigan, the market for Michigan's basically most of the Big Ten footprint, because they're always on national television. So I don't know.
For Michigan, it's Big Ten country.
Yeah, the entire, because they have the nationally televised, and that's the thing for football, and this is what it bothers me, is that if you have this deal with Fox, you got Big Fox, you welcome in NBC and CBS, so there's two more stations, and three in total you could get with an antenna, right? And then you have, if you have cable, you have FS1, FS2, right? You've got CBS Sports Network, and I know it's difficult to find, trust me, I work in the MAC, I get it. But it's out there. You have, and the Big Ten Network. So you have Big Ten Network, CBS Sports Network, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, and then the three big ones. You've got 8 stations for all of these teams. Why are we doing anything that is streaming only? That's my complaint here with when this got released this week. My biggest, because Washington, Michigan State, Pac-12 versus Big Ten, Washington, Michigan State, two name brands, not only for their own conferences, but nationally. There isn't anybody who watches college sports that doesn't know who Michigan State is and doesn't know who the Washington Huskies are. And you're going to put that game on at 5 o'clock on a streaming service?
Right. And
are you nuts?
This is not dogging any other Big Ten team.
Dog them, I don't care.
But no,
this isn't Indiana.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're the Big Ten, and I get what NBC's doing here, this is one of your marquee matchups for non-conference play.
What else do we have?
Right, because you know what the NBC game is that week?
What's
that? 7:30? Purdue, Syracuse.
Jeez. What?
That's the 7:30 game on NBC that week.
You people should be rioting.
But what NBC's trying to do is like, hey, we're going to take one of the biggest matchups of the non-conference schedule. We're going to get subscribers.
No, you're not.
And you know what else they're doing? Hey, Michigan, it's their first game. You know what we're doing? Putting them on the streaming service. Get subscribers. Team with the best team in the Big Ten right now. Everyone's going to want to watch them. Their first game. Sign them up.
I just
or as some MSU fans pointed out, that for both Michigan and Michigan State, they took their best non-conference opponent and put them on streaming services.
Oh, for Bowling Green?
Eastern Carolina.
Oh, Eastern Carolina. I'm sorry. I was
Right.
looking a couple weeks ahead for the BTN game. I just talked about I met this guy, Matt, what the hell, he's a Polish guy. Matt, I'll just say Kowalski. Matt K. I don't know how to say his last name. But I pull up to the golf league that my dad and I are in, right? And I pulled up. He's like, man, I got to watch you all season. And I'm like, you did? Now I'm thinking like, okay, like, where were you at? I'll do some deductive reasoning here and wait for some clues to see. I was like, yeah, I got a long season. He's like, yeah, I sit in, section 35 or whatever. And I'm like, well, it's not the Lions. So that, the process of elimination here, and it definitely ain't UT because 35 is way up, upper deck and to my left. So it's got to be Michigan, right? And so we're carrying on. And he's like, dude, what's up with this schedule? He's like, thank God. He's like, I got to go to Vegas for a bachelor party the weekend of Michigan Bowling Green. So that'll be the only game I miss this year because we're season ticket holders. So we get to talking. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, Vegas is going to be a whole hell of a lot more fun than Michigan Bowling Green. I can tell you that much.
The one thing that is going to catch consequences here of the new Big Ten deal that people aren't thinking about when they're putting these games together, the bar's trying to put the game on. Do you think all those bars are equipped with smart TVs, with, Amazon Fire Sticks, Roku sticks to turn these apps on?
Eating up the bandwidth. They got other stuff that's on them. I mean, they put Ohio State against Western Kentucky on Big Fox in week 3 at 4 o'clock. And you put Washington, Michigan State on Peacock? I feel like I am an old person hollering about cell phones. You remember when cell phones first came out? Right? We had the home phone, and then if you remember the bag phone. Do you remember the original car phones? So you had the one that would be in the bag that you'd power it in with the cigarette lighter, and you'd throw the bag on the dash, and you could call from anywhere. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, because when I started playing fantasy baseball, I had to call my uncle on his car phone to make moves.
And then they had the other car phone that was like in the floorboard between the front and the passenger and the driver's seat in the front. So you had that one there. Those are the two that I know of. Maybe there was one in the center console, but those are the two that I was aware of. I thought everybody had those in their car. I didn't know. I was just a kid. Right? You would have a car phone. Craziest thing ever. I feel like an old person yelling about cell phones. I don't know how to operate this. That's how I feel. Like my teeth are going to fall out all of a sudden because I can't figure, and it's not like, so here's one. Here's a text that comes in. I wonder if Michigan fans will complain about being on Peacock the way everyone complained about the Golden Domers being on Peacock versus Toledo and TV people allowing Toledo to hang around so they could sell more streams in the fourth quarter. You think that the TV people allowed Toledo to hang around? Did you watch that game? Are you smoking crack? The Rockets should have won that game. If not for the refs. That was one of the worst officiated games I have ever seen. And then people wanted to debate me that DeQuan Finn shouldn't have scored. He should have just fallen down at the 1 yard line and take the field goal. Because they could guarantee me the snap, the hold, and the kick were all going to be good. You're out of your mind.
For a MAC team.
Yeah, you're out of your mind.
It's like
you obviously don't watch enough of the MAC.
There is literally less than a handful of Power 5 teams that can rely on a field goal kicker inside 30 yards.
Dude, you're the hashes. Look at the hash marks.
Right.
If what happens, okay, well, you're going to run the ball. You're going to sneak it to get it in the middle of the field, and there's not going to be a fumble or a catastrophe that's going to happen. To take the points, get a stop. And a phantom pass interference on the tight end. Are you dude, that was one of the worst officiated games. They stole that game from Toledo. That's what they did.
Because if you want to rely on a short field goal to win the game, you can look at Michigan State, Indiana, that went into overtime. Michigan State missed a 25-yard field goal at the end of regulation to win because it was all over. It was on the far hash.
25 yards all it takes.
And that's what you get with college kickers. Not every team has Jake Moody. Only like 4 teams have a Jake Moody type kicker.
True.
Out of 90 billion teams in college football, there's only 4 good kickers in college football every year.
Dude, I don't want to take a shot at he's a young guy. I don't mean to take a shot at him. But we had a kicker, a new kicker, with one of the programs that I work with. You got to go for it. I mean, you got the ball at like a punter too, like a punter that can't punt and a kicker that can't kick. That's a bad mix. Like, you got a punter that can't punt? Are you kidding me? That kid would punt it like 30 yards. What is that? Hell, I'd rather throw it. So, no, the Golden Domers robbed Toledo of another giant slaying victory because that's
CMU will get it done on Peacock this year versus Notre Dame.
Western Kentucky versus Ohio State, 4 o'clock on Fox, and put Michigan State, Washington on Peacock. It doesn't make any sense. It's going to drive subscribers. You want to drive subscribers? Grab Ohio State fans and put them on Peacock.
Put Nebraska as well.
Yeah, great fan base. Traditional, yes.
Well, just they were annoying. Put Illinois on Peacock as well.
Yeah, Illinois, Penn State. Put them on Peacock. Illinois is going to lose week 1 to Toledo anyways. LOL, so you just described Jared, J-A-R-A-D. It's Jared Goff versus Green Bay week 18. The team won the game, and he played like crap, but he has a chance to beat Buffalo. A throw. Oh, God. Those are the facts. Oops, let's talk. J-Mo peeved at Goff yesterday. You want to talk about 2 guys at training camp? I'd rather talk about the kicker situation. You heard what happened. We got a new kicker, right? We got an XFL guy bombing 60-yarders after we just talked about Riley Patterson. We got a guy from the XFL that can just nuke the football, allegedly. Did you guys read this?
No.
Yeah. Some XFLer is at Lions training camp, and I got pounded him through the uprights from 60 with ease. And it's like, wait a minute now. Hold the fort. Go ahead. You want to talk about 2 guys in practice? Go ahead. Talk about 2 guys in practice. You can do that. I got nothing for you there. I can't help you. You just described Jared Goff versus Green Bay. What do you have against Jared Goff? Those are the facts. If Zach Wilson played for the Lions, he'd be the savior. If Zach Wilson played for the Lions, we'd be looking for a new GM and a new head coach right now. And probably the Jets, too, if they didn't go out and get Aaron Rodgers. Because the guy isn't good at football. Like, he wasn't good at college. He's not good in the pro. I don't know, like, what is your – pick a new guy. Pick somebody else to talk about. Let's talk about Derek Carr. Like, at least he's good. He's a starter. Between Al Avila, Zach Wilson, Malik Willis, and Aubrey Pleasant being a scapegoat, Freddie's takes are the Domino's Pizza of sports takes. Will building a deck in Byron Center. What is wrong with Domino's Pizza? What's wrong with Domino's? It's okay. I don't have a problem. Domino's Pizza, by the way, their stock is booming.
Yeah, they did like a restructure 5 or 6 years ago and got a young CEO in there. Yeah, they've been popping.
Yeah, they're through the roof. Through the roof right now. So good for them. I have no problem with Domino's. We eat a lot of Domino's. Domino's is one of our.
We do not besmirch pizza and beer. Every pizza, every beer has its place. Just gotta know when to have those certain types. That's why I don't disparage people in their beer choices.
Ryan and I will be having a certain type Monday afternoon.
Well, I doubt it. I would bet against it. But hey, look, man, to each their own. I look, man, the American consumer, you're free to buy whatever you want. You're free to not buy whatever you want. And for whatever reason you want to buy or not buy something, that's the capitalism. Welcome to America. You can have whatever you want.
I'm just talking about just more people that are beer snobs in general. I hate those people because to me every beer has its place. If you want to drink an IPA, great, have fun with it. It's good for dinner. It's good for if you're having one. If you're looking to crush 30, there's certain beers for that.
Mick Ultra.
Exactly.
You're hitting the turn, you got to fill the cooler up. It is what it is. But
that's why every beer has its place. So if you drink it out of place, then yeah, that's on you. But
if you're like if you like Oberon, if you like Blue Moon, if you like I don't know, pumpkin spice, whatever kind of beer you want, there's like 8,000 different beers and breweries. The craft brew scene really exploded. And everybody was drinking all kinds of stuff you couldn't pronounce, had no idea where it was at. And it was like, it's 7.2 and has notes of this, that, and the thing. Notes. I'll give you notes. Have a little hen dog. Put a little hair on your chest. There you go. There you have some notes. That's what you need. A little henny. Ooh. I'm barking at you a little bit. But look, you drink whatever beer you want. I don't care. I really don't. You think the biggest issue I run into with alcohol is that it's really tough to find people that agree on something. Much like sports. It's really the same thing. Like, if you're out in a social setting, you're like, oh, what should we get to drink? Should we get a bottle? And it's like, what kind of bottle are you going to get? One guy drinks gin. Somebody else drinks vodka. Nobody drinks any dark liquor. And it's like, what are you going to get? You're better off just, everybody do your own thing. Just skip the bottle altogether. Just go up to the bar and just get whatever you want, because I'm not drinking gin. Tastes like pine sap. Not doing it. I don't like the taste of it. Ugh. Vodka is like, yeah, it's whatever. If you're going to do bottle service and you're out and about and you want just some standard Tito's stuff, okay. Or I guess. But then they're bringing, 28 jugs of cranberry and orange juice. They got this, they got that. They got mixers for days. You sit there with one bottle and 5 people. Like, what are you going to do with that? Get out of here. And God, no one ever drinks what I drink. It just I'm usually the last man standing, so it's me making it.
Because you drink Hennessy, Anthony.
Hey,
drink something regular.
That is regular. Bite your tongue. We'll be back. Hour 3 is next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to the Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text golf to 21,000 to enter. That's golf to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter. And whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Huge here for all the Mr. Car Wash locations. I think there's close to 30 across the Huge Radio Network. For the one close to you, go to MrCarWash.com, and there you can join their Unlimited Wash Club. Now, this is a quick and convenient way to keep your car shining all the time. It's everything you love about getting your car washed in a simple, easy-to-use, affordable plan. As an Unlimited Wash Club member, you will enjoy all the benefits of washing as often as you like, no long-term contract, convenient monthly billing, and now you can be rest assured with a contactless visit. So go to MrCarWash.com right now, sign up for their Unlimited Wash Club Pass, and that means you can get your car washed at any Mr. Car Wash location across the Huge Radio Network or anywhere in America. And for the location close to you across the Huge Radio Network, you can also log on to MrCarWash.com.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the corner. To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown. Smarty. Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes. Caught. Touchdown. Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
It shine, folks. Welcome back here to X's and Bros of Michigan Sports and Network. Great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeart Radio app. So great to have you riding along with us. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Join us on the Myers Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Find our podcast, listen back to anything you might have missed on demand by visiting Google, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, the iHeart Radio app. MichiganSportsNetwork.com is the website. XBMornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And find us all individually on Twitter as well. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. Derek Carr is a loser. Facts. Well, he does have a losing record. He's 63-79. He does have a losing record. He's got a career completion percentage of 65%, and he's got about a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So, but let's get to the phone line. That's where we find Freddie. He is on hold. Good morning, Freddie. Zach Wilson's dad. How are you this morning?
You think I really care? Derek Carr has a 2-to-1 touchdown. What's he do?
It's just for context. It's just for context. I told you he's got a losing record.
But the context is see, you feed to losers that text you that don't like my take. Will and wherever he is. Will, listen. My drive from home to work today, I already made $10,000. So I charge for my takes. So don't worry about it.
I can't pay you this week, Freddie. I can't pay you this week. I'm sorry.
Are you the guy?
Check's going to be late, Freddie.
Is Will the guy that calls into this other popular show that I listen to once in a while that can't say 2 sentences in a row? They have to hang up on them. The guy, because there's only one Will from Comstock. It's got to be the same guy. He can't even say 2 sentences. Hangs up. He can only text. I charge for my takes there, buddy. Anyways, I had to call because I told you I had never seen Nikola Jokic play. And I got to see him play yesterday. Love that kid, man. I'll tell you. Where did they find this guy at?
Sombor, Serbia.
When was he drafted?
Pick number 41. He was actually drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. He was drafted, and it was just like a bottom line, like, oh, here's some guy from Serbia.
41 is my favorite number, my lucky number all my life. I got a lot of history with 41. How ironic.
2014 NBA draft, round 2, pick 41.
They talk about Mike Trout being on the West Coast. Nobody sees him. How about this guy? He should be playing for the Knicks or the Pistons.
No, what they should be doing is they should be doing their job and covering every team is what they should be doing. If you're a national show or a national program, it's entertainment and sports network, you should be covering all the teams and all the players, not just every time LeBron James drops a deuce.
Well, how about you pointed out yesterday? I saw you pointed out on Twitter. How about Mark Jackson? That guy, how is he still around? I think he was a really good basketball player, a lot of assists, but he stinks. He stinks. He's stunk as a coach. He stinks on TV. I don't know why he's around. So this guy didn't have Nikola on the ballot for MVP.
Didn't even put him in his top 5. And then maybe he wasn't aware that they release everybody who has a vote. They literally put out who they voted for, and it came out that Nikola Jokic didn't even. Not only did he not get an MVP vote for Mark Jackson, he didn't make his top 5.
Wow, when I watched him play a little bit yesterday, he reminded me of I'm the guy that watched Larry Bird play. He was my favorite player, even though I love Jordan. Jordan's the best, and you give me, I do drink Hennessy too, so you're not the only one. But if you give me about 4 Hennessy's, I will fight you and say Larry Bird's the best player that ever played. I will fight you. Give me 4 Hennessy's, and I will fight you.
Hey, is Larry Bird better than Kevin Durant?
Oh, please. It's not even close. I heard you talking about that the other day.
Thank you.
It's not even close.
Thank you.
Kidding me? And whoever thinks that Durant's better didn't see Larry Bird play.
No, he didn't.
No way. Yeah, they didn't see Larry Bird play. I saw Larry Bird play. That guy had a killer instinct. You think he would go to the Golden State Warriors to win a title? Are you kidding me?
Absolutely not.
Please. He would punch his mother in the face before he would do something. There's no way. That guy could do it all. And I tell you, you put 4 Hennessy's in me, and I will fight you. That Larry Bird was the best player ever. This guy, yesterday I was watching, Jokic, he reminded me of Larry Bird. He could do it all. Pass, shoot. Larry Bird was just absolutely incredible. And then, everyone who remembers you don't remember, but the play when he stole the ball from Isaiah Thomas, the athletic play. Just go on YouTube and watch the play when he stole the ball from Isaiah Thomas, who Isaiah Thomas screwed up. The athletic play to stay in bounds and pass that ball was one of the greatest NBA plays you'll ever see in your whole entire life, and it was done by a white guy in French Lick, Indiana. So,
the Hick from French Lick. That's what they called him.
Absolutely. So, anyways, have a great weekend. And listen, I want to know what that bet's going to be by Tuesday. Otherwise, the bet's off. Because Zach Wilson will win a playoff game for the Jets this year. Aaron Rodgers is either going to send a picture of his genitile to one of the reporters, he's going to get hurt, or he's just going to suck and he's going to get benched. And it would be fun to see, even though it would be sad for me because I love Aaron Rodgers. I always wish the Lions would have had him, but he stinks now. And I'm waiting. Tuesday, I want that bet. Have a good weekend. Drink a lot of Hennessy.
All right. We'll see you, Freddie. Did he say Gentiles? Is he going biblical on us? Jews and Gentiles? Is that what it was? I thought that's what he said.
Yeah, he I don't know if he said it jokingly, but we all know what he meant.
Yeah, faith-based, man. Now he wants to drink and start fighting people. I'm wondering what's going on there. Anthony missed my absolute brilliance of invoking Domino's Pizza in a text referencing Freddie the Pizza Man. That comes from Will. What do you mean? What did I miss? Explain it to me. Did I really miss something? Did you guys catch something that I missed?
I think he was trying to use Domino's Pizza to make fun of Freddie.
Oh, 2 different pizzas, though. That's like lacrosse and hockey. It's just, they both have sticks, but it's 2 different games. That's, You can't compare chains to what my man Freddie's got going on over there. I mean, I can see it. I can smell it right now. I can picture walking in there, grabbing a large. Maybe I'll go play TPC today and go grab a pizza from him. But I have to do it beforehand. That's going to be tough in the schedule. Man. All right, we're going to step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Outside, is there anything better than summer in the Great Lakes State? Oh, my goodness. I mean, Dan's going to be hitting the water. He's hitting the high seas. You know, a little fishing charter. It's going to be fantastic. Man, you know what else is great? Getting out on the golf course. Call my buddy Matt Golden over at Tullymore and book your stay and play right now. You don't even have to stay if you don't want to, but it would only make sense that you do stay. So you can play both of their great courses, Tullymore and St. Ives, both drastically different from one another as well. Tullymore is located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, so smack dab in the middle of the state, easy to get to no matter where you're at. Not only features top-line golf and accommodations, but it's the perfect space for your wedding event, reception, or group outing. So visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. We got a couple of things coming up this weekend, which we're looking forward to getting to. But I wanted to jump real quick back into the Pistons hiring of Monty Williams, because I saw something our friend Nick Baumgartner had tweeted, and just like I guess kind of a thought, maybe a hypothesis that I wanted to pitch to you guys to see how you felt about this. Nick said, my biggest takeaway from the Pistons and Monty Williams is that Troy Weaver is a dude. The man told his boss he'd hire Kevin Ollie if he didn't pay real money, and Gores end up paying the guy Weaver wanted the whole time. And in the end, despite the challenges, that's how you do it. Second takeaway is that I love Monty Williams and think it's awesome that he's coming to Detroit with this young core, an A+. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that he's wrong. But I don't know if there's anything like, I don't know.
Do you want to feel like I know I don't want to feel like our general manager has to bully our multi-billionaire owner into hiring somebody. I sure hope that's not how it went down.
And there's another hypothesis out there that, Monty Williams turned it down the first time and Detroit had to overpay him to get him to come here. And I really just feel like Monty Williams is really unsure if he wanted to take a year off or not. Do you take a year off and then you become the hottest name on the coaching ticker next offseason? Or do you take some time after the season, you look at the, what you thought you had building there in Phoenix, you get let go, and you decide that, hey, you know what? No, this might be a good opportunity. It's a very young team. It's going to definitely hurt your overall win-loss record, but you do have the opportunity to be a part of something very special. And I think that this is kind of where Dan Campbell comes into the mix, is because, look, the Lions were not a highly coveted job post Matt Patricia. But Dan Campbell often referred to this idea of knowing what it was like to be here. And he said it, if you could just build a winner, man, right? If you could just do that, people would love you. If Dan Campbell is able to take this team into the playoffs and do any sort of damage whatsoever, I'm not saying that they're going to build a statue of him, but there will definitely be some sort of artwork with him, Brad Holmes, Sheila, like that. There will be something in that. There's got to be something in that building. Like the big three. The big three. Something will commemorate Detroit's big three. For real. And I think that if you're Monty Williams and you're thinking about taking a year off, and there's this opportunity, and like, hey, I'm going to come back to my house. I'm sending the plane. Just come have dinner with us. Okay. Somebody invites me. Like, think about it in your own perspective, whatever your business may be. Somebody's going to send transportation to come get you, pick you up. We don't have to go with a plane because that's kind of outrageous. We'll just go with a metro car. They send a metro car. Hey, I'm going to send this car to you. Just hop in. We're going to go downtown. We're going to have, maybe we're going to go to like Prime and Proper, right? We're going to have dinner there. I'll send the car. You can meet me for dinner. Are you going to go to listen to a potential job offer at dinner? Well, absolutely you'd go. And even if you thought to yourself, you know what, I just don't know if I want to stay in this field. Let's think you are hypothetically here going to jump jobs. You're going to get out of Dan Ryan. You're going to get out of sports. You're going to go do something else, right? And somebody sends a car and says, look, we're doing radio, sports radio. We're interested in you. We're going to send a Metro car. You just meet me at Prime and Proper for dinner. Are you going to turn that down?
No.
No.
Could end up at Tuckahoe Funland.
Pardon me?
No.
What did you just say?
It's a How I Met Your Mother reference for all the fans out there.
So what there's actually an episode of How I Met Your Mother where Marshall, played by Jason Segel, has an interview for a law firm, but he wants to be an environmental lawyer. This is a big corporate law job, and the guy who wants to hire him pretty much treats it like a date and swoons him into taking the job because he was played just like someone would be played on a date into sleeping with this person. When it says sleeping with the interviewer, he agreed to a job he really didn't want.
Interesting. Have you ever seen Team America World Police?
Yes.
Okay. Similar to the limo scene?
Somewhat. They have Kobe beef, and they have Kobe lobster, which is lobster fed with Kobe beef.
Okay, so I'm glad I got the reference there, and there's a little bit of an explanation because I was really wondering what Dan just said on the radio. So, of course you're going to go. They're going to send the Metro car to pick you up. Of course you're going to go to dinner. Anybody in their right mind would go take this just to see, right? Just it never hurts. I just did an interview 2-3 weeks ago for a completely different job, with the caveat that I still got to do morning radio for Michigan, right? But it never hurts to sit down and have the conversation. Let's see what the requirements are. Let's see what the responsibility is. Let's see what the benefits and the money's looking like, right? And at the end of the day, even if you don't take the job, you still make some great connections. And if you have a really good impression on them, those could be people that might end up in your Rolodex years down the road that you might cross paths with. And it becomes a situation where, oh, hey, yeah, no. We're looking for X, Y, and Z. Hey, remember that one guy? Remember that one guy we talked to? And then boom, that's how it can happen. But, there's no such thing as a bad interview. Even if the interview doesn't go well, even if you felt like you flamed out on the thing, you still had an opportunity to meet somebody, to go somewhere new, and to see what maybe other businesses are doing, right? It happens all the time, and you should say yes to that. So if Monty Williams is like, you know what, I'm thinking about taking a year off, and Tom Gores sends the plane to pick him up, fly him back to his house to dinner, and they got some paperwork etched out right there. Bring your rep to read through this. Here's what we got. Here's the challenge that lies in front of you. Here are the pieces that we have. This is our general manager, who you're aware of. You guys talk. If I'm Tom, we're at dinner. All of us are sitting there. You guys talk and hash this out. And I'm just going to sit back, as the host. You need a cocktail. We've got the, shrimps coming out, whatever we're having for dinner, whatever's on the menu. Chef's bringing it out. That's great. You two talk hoops, and let's just sit around and see what this looks like. And if you guys, if I'm sitting there and I feel like the conversation's picking up, there's some enthusiasm there, and I've got our potential candidate. His wheels are spinning now, and he feels like he wants to be a part of something special. Slide that paperwork towards him. Here it is. And I, as the team owner, am showing my fan base I'm going to do what's necessary to make this team a winner. And that, my friends, I feel like is a very good
Tom Gores
sign.
is putting a new Tuckahoe Funland on Belle Isle, is what you're telling me.
I don't know what that means. We'll be back with more after this here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax after a long day, everywhere I go, I'm serious, I tell people about the smooth taste of Labatt. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text golf to 21,000 to enter. That's golf to 21,000. Trip includes 2 overnight stay and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue. So grab a Labatt the next time you head out to the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Rochester, New York.
Make sure to text the word golf to 21,000 for your chance to win a stay and play package at Tullymore, Agaming, and Dunmaglass. That's the word golf to 21,000.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Have a blast with Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway. Saturdays in June, 2 players every hour win $1,500 premium play. On June 24th, the 11 p.m. winner rolls out in a new Coachman Catalina Legacy Edition. It's Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
At Mercantile Bank, we understand that different businesses have different needs. That's why our team of business specialists take the time to understand your business, your goals, and your objectives. We provide tailored solutions and innovative products, all delivered locally. So when you're ready to work with a partner who understands your unique business needs, call us. We're here and ready to put the wheels in motion. To learn more, visit us online at mercbank.com/business, and let's make dreams a reality. Member FDIC.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
Oh, it's great. It's Friday. It's a feel-good Friday. Kick your Friday off inside the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots. Man, my favorite, craps. Plus, enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 get a match on their first deposit. Score $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Is there anything better than getting a hot hand in a dice game? All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play at DraftKings Casino. Play online in your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you are ready. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE and get a match on your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Only at DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody who knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline. 800-270-7117, 21 plus, Michigan only. One per opted-in customer, minimum $5 deposit, max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus amount require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. Oh my goodness. Hey, by the way, do you have a favorite casino game? Like, do you guys frequent the casino? I don't know. Frequent's probably not the right word. But do you guys ever go? And if you do, what do you play?
I played at the campground casino night, Sunday night. Blackjack we were playing.
So is that like an underground casino?
No, I mean, you can get a one-night gambling
it's like bingo
license.
Night.
Yeah. And they they ran a Vegas room. It was cool.
That's kind of fun.
I've won 3 of the big wheel things.
3 of the big wheel?
Yeah, like they have what would be called like the big wheel. It's just like Wheel of Fortune. There's 100 and something numbers on it. I won it 3 times.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 basically.
Gotcha. Do you guys ever play craps? Have you ever played craps?
No. I'm a roulette guy.
Okay. The odds on craps, think about it. If all you did was play the field, all you did was put and there's a minimum, it could be like $10 or $15 or whatever. Here are the numbers that win. 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You have 7 numbers that win. 2 and 12 pay double. You can't roll a 1 in craps. So you have 7 numbers that can win out of a potential 11 that can come up on the dice. Like, why wouldn't you do that? It's phenomenal. It is like that. That's my game. That's you play the field on craps, best odds. I don't care what anybody says. Like that, somebody's rolling. They got a hot hand. Your number's hitting. Oh man, the people are cheering. They're rallying around, and it's a great way to get like familiar with the game. Is just to walk up to the table and play the field and admit to them, I have no idea what I'm doing, but the guy on the radio said play the field, so that's what I'm going to do. And you can do that and just sit there and watch and learn, and just keep playing the field. You don't even have to. You don't have to shoot the dice either. You can pass. Just stand there, get your spot, and just keep playing the field. Hey, come on. It's got me itching right now. I think I might have to go. Maybe I go right now. Maybe I just turn the stuff off and head out. You guys finish up. All right, we've got a big weekend ahead. We've got 3 games for the Detroit Tigers. One of our listeners believes that they will be 500 by the time we hit our show Monday morning. Do either of you think that is true? The Tigers and the White Sox will begin the first of a 3-game set this evening at 8:10 over on the south side. Wonder if they're going to take the train. Probably not.
I don't believe they'll be 500. I believe they'll win the series, but I don't see them sweeping the White Sox on the road.
And if they could go 2-1. Now, by the way, the games are 8-10, 2-10, and 2-10, with Olsen, Lorenzen, and Boyd, your scheduled starters for this weekend. If they can get through at 2-1 and win another series, I think that's fantastic. If they can get the sweep and get over 500 for the first time this season, and get to 29-28, going into a series with the Phillies, that is going to be, early next week, we could be really drinking the Kool-Aid at that point. So that's what's going on the baseball side of things. Tigers with a really good opportunity against a struggling White Sox team that is just been, they just took 3 out of 4 against them. Maybe they could pull it off. They've got a 5-game advantage over the White Sox right now in the AL Central. They trail Minnesota by just 2.5 games, and they've lost the ace of their staff in Eduardo Rodriguez and lost their best positional player and best hitter in Riley Green. If they're able to do this, for a lot of people early on that were questioning A.J. Hinch. Now, I don't know how much credit to give A.J. Hinch because it's baseball, right? You're managing the lineup. You're managing the field. But from a day-to-day, your pitching coaches, your hitting coaches, like those guys are the ones, with their hands on the players trying to improve mechanics or swing or whatever you are looking to improve throughout your practices. I think that's
one area you can give A.J. Hinch to is the timely use of pinch hitting.
He loves a good pinch hitter.
The Tigers lead the MLB in pinch hits. I believe they also have the best average with their pinch hitters. So it's like he has pressed all the right buttons with the pinch hitters. And give credit to Scott Harris for what he's done of just the random moves he's made this year, of getting Zach McKinstry in that spot and getting Jake Marisnick in his first game. First pitch of the game, it's hit dead center and pretty much takes away a home run and then gets an RBI. And just credit goes all around right now because, as we know, because we've been through it with every single team, you can try to get the team the right players, and this is what happened with Al Avila and his demise of trying to find these right players, and those random one-year deals just never working out for Al Avila. Trying to find that veteran, be like, all right, we need to plug a hole for this year while either a prospect is still trying to get ready or if we want to make a bigger move for a different guy. Those one-year filler guys never worked out for Al Avila. And so it falls on him. Well, right now, those stopgap guys are working for Scott Harris.
It is it is interesting. It is interesting how this team is kind of, as much as in me being the head of the Doubters Club here, Mr. 100-loss season. Right, this team has really done a very good job of not allowing some early season struggles to discourage them, because that's one of the things I think that we forget about a lot in baseball. With it being just about an everyday sport, that grind can really weigh on you, especially when you're not winning, especially when you're not hitting. If you're not performing very well, it can be just so destructive. Right? So destructive to you. And it's difficult to get over some of those humps. And that's where I think coaching really comes into play. And what that clubhouse is like really comes into play, because they have to be able to allow themselves to not get discouraged and fight through their own struggles. Right? We got some guys that are struggling at the dish, but they're putting them out there every day, giving them plenty of, opportunity to be able to kind of dig themselves out of that hole. So we've got that going on for the Tigers. Maybe they will find themselves over 500 for the first time this season, which I think would be excellent. If you are a fan of soccer, we've got the Manchester Derby taking place. United versus City this weekend. Big-time matchup between the two. Now, the Premier League season has come to a close. You have to say it with the accent. But tomorrow at 10 a.m., City will take on United. And this is in the English FA Cup. This is the final, the Emirates FA Cup. We'll see. It's interesting that it's sponsored by Emirates, because if Manchester United ends up getting bought out by one of the Saudis that are bidding for them, they might have a really good opportunity to be able to get Neymar. And, this is that time of year where, Man United, they're linked to everybody who might be available via the transfer, just like the Yankees would be available for a free agent, right? They're like, oh, this guy's rumored to go to Manchester. Well, yeah, everybody's rumored to go to Manchester, right? Problem is that City's got this. City's got a really good guy on their team with the last name of Hovland. If you haven't seen him, dude scored like 100 goals this season. He is on absolute fire. They got to find a way to contain him. You'll also get Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow. Game number 1 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers. It's going to be on TNT. Make hockey great again. Get them out there. What in the world is taking so long? When is the last time either of these two teams played? Goodness gracious. Now, their season series is tied at 1 apiece. Last regular season meeting was back on March 7th. The Panthers won that 2-1. Matthew Tkachuk led the Panthers with 2 goals. Interesting here that the Panthers in their last 10 games in the playoffs are 9-1. Scoring about, just shy of 3 goals. And they are winning the penalty minute battle. The Vegas Golden Knights 7-2-1 their last 10, averaging 3.5 goals. And they're right around 3 minutes in penalties, 3.5 penalties, 11.9 penalty minutes while giving up 2.2 goals per game. So giving up a little bit more goals than the Panthers are. And from a penalty standpoint, they're a little bit more penalized. I like Florida here. I do. I think it's going to be the Florida Panthers. Part of me is that just, Vegas Golden Knights early, expansion draft success. All right, that's cool, great. Game is on it's going to be in Vegas for games 1 and 2. Shift back to Florida, right? The greater Miami area in Sunrise. We'll see.
What did I tell you? What did I text you yesterday? Tigers will lose 10-1. Did a off night last night in Chicago. Who knows what's been going on in Vegas for the Florida Panthers the last couple days? I'm just saying, I might take Vegas big in game 1.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
And why do the Tigers have to lose 10-1?
Because they had an off night in Chicago for the first night of the NBA Finals. And guess what? Well, downtown bars close at 4 a.m. in Chicago. If you're on the outskirts, it's 2. But they were out till 4 o'clock last night.
You think?
Yes.
No, they're professionals. They wouldn't do such a thing. What do you mean? What are you, nuts? And then we'll give game 2 of the NBA Finals, which maybe the guys will stay out all night to watch that too then. But they will be out for game number 2, which will be on Sunday. So we've got a couple days off. Thursday night game, take off Friday, Saturday, play again on Sunday. I think that bodes well. I found it interesting. The TNT crew or the NBA TV crew. I'm sorry, they had their oxygen masks out. It's I didn't really necessarily, and maybe that's why, Miami's 6 feet above sea level. The Mile High City is a mile up in the air. Altitude does play a role.
They left as soon as the game was over. They went to Denver to be prepared.
One of the most overrated, blown out of proportion stories I've ever seen is the fact that Miami had a flight booked to Denver. Of course they had a flight booked to Denver. They also had a flight booked back to Miami. That's how this works.
Well, they just have a plane, and wherever it goes is up to the game.
But you have to have it scheduled to go 2 different. Like if you're going 2 different airports, like you can't. You're not just going to get in a plane and fly around. Like it's got to be scheduled. Air traffic control needs to know who's in the air and who's coming inbound, and who can land. So of course you're going to have a scheduled flight back home if you lose Game 7, and of course you're going to have a scheduled flight out west if you win Game 7. Everyone's like, oh man, I can't believe they booked their flight to Denver prior to the game. Every team does that. It's the playoffs. What do you mean? It's an elimination game. Either you're going on to the next round or you're going home. But either way, you're going to have your flight booked to both locations. Like, that's how it works. And everyone's like, oh, I can't believe it. Or the people are like, you got to book the flight. No matter what it is in life, you got to believe you're going to get it done and book the flight. It's great if you want to twist it into some motivational jargon, fine. But that's what they do.
It's just logistics, man.
It's logistics. You're not just going to pop in your plane and fly around wherever you want to. Like, there's other planes in the air. This stuff's got to be scheduled. Like, what? I'm surprised the amount
Major
of people
Tom
that
the
took
ground
bait.
control.
Major Tom to ground control. That's a great song. Heat Nuggets, 8 o'clock ABC, a little bit earlier, right? 6 o'clock local time out there in Denver, 8 o'clock for all of us. ABC will have that game. Action-packed weekend of sports. Very excited. And enjoy it while it lasts, folks, because I'm telling you, that Wednesday night was no joke. ESPN 30 for 30 documentary series. Now we're watching highlights of Jamison Williams with a great toe tap catch in practice, not being guarded, running around in shorts. Like, that's what it's come down to. It's documentary season. So, NBA playoffs, go 7 games. Stanley Cup playoffs, go 7 games. Let's get everything, couple possession there at the end of the game. Maybe push everything into overtime. I'm 0 for 1 in my overtime wishes for the NBA. Just postpone everything. Just keep everything going as far as you can. Take this all the way to July. Make it a 12-game, 13-game series for all I care. Just keep it going. You got soccer, basketball, baseball, hockey. You got it all this weekend, and we hope that you enjoy it. Will said, no, Freddie, I don't call into radio shows. My stutter would make it really bad for radio. I do occasional jobs in Comstock Park. However, I don't live there. That's Will in Byron Center. So Will driving around. Will and Freddie have a very interesting rivalry going on here. I think they should have some sort of challenge against each other. Like, one has to side a house, and the other one has to make a pizza. And we'll see what comes out. What comes out of the oven better. But man, I'm excited. Any big plans? I know Dan's got his bachelor party this weekend. He's going on the lake. Ryan, you got any plans this weekend?
Not my bachelor party, a bachelor party.
Dan's getting married. He's going fishing. Dan's gone fishing.
You're captain on a boat, Dan. You marry someone right there on the seas.
Yes. Another How I Met Your Mother reference.
Wow. I need to. I don't need to watch this show. I feel like I should, so I know what the hell's going on with your Funland thing. But hey, Ryan, you got any plans this weekend?
Just lots of kids stuff. Kids baseball starts this weekend, so doubleheader Saturday morning with the kiddos. Then a housewarming party, and then a kid's birthday party. So full-on dad Saturday. Just need to get the white tube socks, I think. Just pull them up.
Will you take a picture if you go out and get some New Balances and or some Air Monarchs and White Sox?
Definitely.
Okay.
Some jorts.
What a fit. I love it. Well, good luck on the dad weekend. Dan, good luck on the high seas. Don't drink too much. Pay attention if anybody goes overboard. And yeah, I'll have a great time for all of us, and we'll reconvene on Monday, same time, same place, right here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Disturbed, the Take Back Your Life tour. Labor Day Monday, September 4th at Soaring Eagle. And same show, same night, Stained. Tickets start at $34 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. Party hard, rock harder. It's been a while. Disturbed and Stained. Labor Day Monday, part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at TullymoreGolf.com. Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com. At MHSAA on Twitter and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archived boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.